Alright, so let's talk about Backpack Hero. This game is very fun, it is very addicting, even though it is familiar in tone, familiar in mechanics. There is so many unique things they added here that the game has mega crazy potential. So first of all, the game comes out August 15, 2022 in early access. The game started off as a Kickstarter game, and then there was a free demo that everyone could try, I believe, in the browser. When it was popular at that time, I didn't touch it. I kind of waited to early access, and now here we are, developed by Jaspel and published by Jaspel and Indie Arc. This game is a roguelike deck builder, quote-unquote deck builder, except you are primarily, and I say primarily because there are different characters with lots of different mechanics. You are, Resident Evil management your inventory in order to do lots of different things. So right now the game is being sold for $16.99. I think that's a really good price, like the perfect price for this. It is single player with Steam Cloud. So the game right now has a lot more coming, but basically I'm just basing the game on what is out right now. So there's 3 characters, all with many different play styles, and the goal is to go through 3 biomes that are around 3 floors each. Each floor is randomized with different events. You have enemies that you have to fight. There are healing areas. There are forges, markets, and random events that let you do, things like, maybe switching something out for a chance at something better, spinning a wheel for a curse or something better, even, just talking to somebody and just making choices, good or bad. That's all the events. So the bulk of the game is the gameplay. Now, I say it's very familiar because it's very similar in terms of gameplay loop to a lot of deck building games such as Slay the Spire. It's the one I always go back to as a reference point when I talk about deck building roguelikes, because honestly it's the thing that people know the most. But what makes this game different? Well, let's talk about it. How the gameplay works is, instead of building a deck, you are building a backpack. You have 3 mana per turn generally, and what happens in battle is you start and you are free to use anything at your disposal, albeit with mana limitations. So it's gonna go, you use all 3 mana, and then the enemy goes. You can see their intentions, you can see everything, the different stats and buffs they have, and the debuffs according to yourself as well. You can poison enemies, use thorns on yourself, fire them, etc. So here it goes, different items, and I don't know how balanced this is yet. I found a bunch of different types of builds, and it's very vast. This is one of those games where you're going to be addicted because there's so many different things to do. I feel like in Slay the Spire, it's one of those games where, for the most part, if you know what you're doing, you're always going to make the same decisions with a couple of RNG, like, oh, maybe I hope I draw this card. But for the most part, almost every decision you make is like, this is going to be the best one every single turn. I will spend 3 mana, maybe 2 strikes, 1 defend, etc. That's Slay the Spire. In here, there's so many different ways to build your backpack, which affects everything. Lots of synergies, lots of choices of when to use things beforehand, different orders. So you start with a sword, and it takes up a 1x2 slot. You can drag it and put it on your backpack, uprights, horizontal, upside down, however you want. For most items, it doesn't matter, but you want to switch it, vertical, horizontal, to make it fit better. Or maybe you want to put it adjacent to other things so you get the bonuses, or even away from things to get the bonuses. So let's say you put that sword in. When in battle, you click it, 1 mana, 7 damage. You get to choose an enemy. You can press it 3 times. But what if you want to defend? Well, at the beginning of the game, they also give you a shield, which it takes up a lot of space. But once again, you have to maneuver and put it in your backpack the way that you want, alongside that sword. Clicking that, 1 mana, maybe 7 block, etc. So that's the basics. You kill your first couple of enemies, you get to level up. When you level up, you get to slowly put more slots in the backpack. This is all grid-based. After you destroy the enemies, you are going to get lots of loot. These are different consumables that usually take up one slot, maybe a healing item, something that poisons the enemies, attacks them all, etc. But then you also get way more things like helmets. There's lots of different types and archetypes. There's like knight helmets that only work if it's at the very top of the row. Then you have more of the chill ones like leather caps, which kind of lean towards mages, where you don't have to put it at the very top, but if you put it kind of below wands, you get like extra damage. It's interesting because it's not just fitting it in the backpack, it's fitting them into a different theme. If you have boots, you can put it anywhere you want, but if you put it towards the bottom, every grid that you have above it gets more defense. If you have a right glove, put it in the right side. If you have a left glove, left side. If you have a armor piece, a chest plate, it's mostly better to put it in the middle. And then you get lots of different weapons. You have wands that do fire damage. You have small daggers, which cost 0 mana, but you can only use it 1 turn. This game is very addicting, as mentioned, and there's a lot of freedom to build. And that's just the first character. There is more characters planned, but at the moment of this review, there are 3 characters. The first one is the basic one, right? You just put stuff in backpack. It's very simple to understand. You click and use, and you move things around. The second character and the third character, I'll go into very briefly just so you can kind of get an idea of what they're working towards there. So it's very, very different. Second character, it works more like a deck builder. You have the backpack grid, but it's more like a 3x3, and you only have that 3x3 to put in permanent items. But then you get things called carvings, but these are your cards. So you put all your carvings into a backpack. Every turn you draw 3, and then you can go ahead and use those to put in special slots that go around your 3x3 grid. It's pretty insane. So you summon those, and a lot of them are static, some of them get discarded. So that's the more traditional like building and drawing deck. And then you have the most insane one. It's called it's a robot that has to deal with logic. So you have a core that you fit into your backpack. You activate it, and then it shoots out all of your mana in one direction. So you can orient it to go left, right, up, or down. And then if it goes through a weapon, if it goes through an armor, it'll activate it. And then if there's leftover charge, it will keep going. So it is a huge, gigantic puzzle game at that point. All you have to do is really find out the best way to maneuver the charge around, and there's lots of different things to mess with it. There's reversing chargings, there's splitters, there's things that add more charges. You can go back and forth. There's items that make it that really reward you for maneuvering around, and it's the most insane thing I've ever done in like a roguelike game. It's really, really good how every single character feels unique. Lots of different builds, hundreds of items. It's really worth the money. $16.99 in early access right now. Definitely check it out. I feel like at the moment the game's been out for a couple days, and I feel like there should be more than like 300 or so reviews. It's very positive right now, but I feel like a lot of the game's hype and stuff has been just through the Kickstarter campaign and through a lot of people playing it kind of for free on the website. But I feel like they should push it more. Let everyone know that it came out early access on Steam, because it's a good game. So absolutely check it out. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. It helps a lot. If you have a sub for daily videos, if you want, I'll be uploading all of the episodes on the Let's Play channel, and come by Twitch, link down below. You can see all of that there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.